Starting here momentarily. Once we are 1, 2. Yeah, okay. Once we're done with the podium session, there will be some opportunities for some on-stage Q&A, okay? So that'll be following for all participants of today's press conference.
Good afternoon. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Today is a day of mixed emotion with the announcement of Bruce's transition from to the front office, along with Todd's selection as our new head coach. These are two very significant developments in the history of our franchise. First, I'd like to take a few moments to reflect on the impact Bruce has had on our franchise. And then a little later, we'll welcome Todd. In January 2019, we all gathered right here in this room to announce Bruce's appointment. While we all had high hopes that day, I don't think anybody here would have expected what had transpired over the last 3 years on many fronts. On the field, Bruce promised you to bring this community a Super Bowl title. And bring it he did, making history right here in Tampa. During a season that was played probably under some of the toughest circumstances in the history of the National Football League. There's no doubt it was Bruce's incredible leadership that took us to the top of the mountain. Off the field, Bruce created a culture within our organization that was sorely missing throughout the last several years. While Bruce's coaching resume and accomplishments speak for themselves, Just as important is the legacy he leaves for providing opportunities to people of all ages, races, genders, and backgrounds. So many people talk the talk, but Bruce puts his thoughts and his beliefs into action and has always led the way in opening doors that needed to be opened. Finally is Bruce the person. As we all know, Bruce is genuine. He tells you what he's thinking, good and bad. He cares about people. He treats everyone with respect. He does things the right way. And he cares deeply about the people he works with. And that's why we're here today. Bruce, I know I speak on behalf of my family, everybody in the organization, coaches, staff, everybody in the community, when I say we're eternally grateful for everything you've done while you've been here. And finally, in order to recognize all your accomplishments and everything you've done for us and the community and the franchise, I wanted to announce in this upcoming season, you'll be going into our Ring of Honor to join all the other Buccaneer greats, and it's well deserved. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done. It's been unbelievable. I know you're not going away, but I'll miss you on the sideline. With that, I'm going to turn over to Jason.
Over the last few days, I've had a lot of time to reflect on what you've meant to us, the organization, to me personally. Your whole family is about giving opportunities, but you walk the walk, like Joel said. Diversity, inclusion, age, doesn't matter. You know, you find a place for good people. I look back on my first interaction with you. I was in Arizona 2013, and I was lucky enough to be tag along with Michael Bidwell and Steve Keim on Interview. We had dinner that night. You stole the show. The confidence that you exude, you already knew you had the job without even doing the interview. So I picked you up in the morning to take you to the facility. You told me that you were going to be the coolest coach I ever worked with, and you are. You told me to buckle up because we're in for one hell of a ride, and we have been. You also told me that you're going to set the culture with trust, loyalty, and respect, which you did, not only there, but here. Those are the pillars we all live by. And you actually asked me to make a phone call to get T-shirts printed up. You hadn't even got the job yet. Then you say, win or lose, we booze. We definitely did that. Your accomplishments on the field are, I mean, there's not enough time to talk about them. You're in the Ring of Honor, obviously, but you should be in the Hall of Fame for everything you've done on the field and off the field. It has been a true privilege for all of us to work with you. And I will continue. I just don't go right, I go straight now. Thank you, Bruce.
Well, damn, Joel, I wasn't going to get emotional, but that's truly an unbelievable honor. Again, thank everybody that's here. It's been a great 3 years. When you know it's time, it's time. And no better time than right now. 3 years ago, sitting at this podium, we talked about creating a culture, a winning atmosphere, that we're going to do it our way. We're going to be fast, we're going to be physical, and we're going to be smart. And it's paid off. Mostly I got to thank the coaches, man. You guys did it all. I mean, I really didn't do shit. I just led the ship, but you guys did it all. You had them individually every single day. The players bought in. There's so many people I would like to thank. I'm going to start with Chuck Pagano and Jim Irsay. You know, that miraculous season we had in Indianapolis, I was 60. I never got a call for a head coaching interview. All right? But with Chuck getting sick, Joey, Chuck, Goody, you guys were all part of that. I got an opportunity never to be the head coach, but to lead. That led to an Arizona job. And I can't thank Michael Bidwell and Steve Keim enough for giving a 6-year-old guy a shot when it's a young man's supposedly game. But I think Andy Reid and Coach Belichick and a few of us old guys proved them wrong over the last few years. Then again, I can't thank the Glazer family enough and Jason for giving me this opportunity at 66, when, again, it's a young man's game. But I thought in that meeting we connected on what's really valuable and setting a culture that lasts forever. And like Jason said, those 3 words, trust, loyalty, respect, they don't go away. They're still on the walls in Arizona. I hope and I know they'll stay here. Our entire organization bought into one team, one cause, and they know it was real. Every single person in the organization's job is so important to help the franchise win. Again, the players, man, there's so many, I can't name them all. I wish I could go just through the list of quarterbacks. But it's been an unbelievable ride. I'm extremely excited about the future, what the future holds for this franchise and for me. Number of people have already asked, why are you stepping away from a chance to go to Hall of Fame and win another Super Bowl? Because I don't give a shit about the Hall of Fame. Succession is way more important to me. This has been my dream for a long time. Guys that know me, they knew I wanted one of my guys to take over. And that's more important to me than anything. And have a place where I could go and be welcomed back. And obviously, I have a job now, and I kind of love the title's pretty good. We'll figure out what the hell it means soon, but but it's pretty damn good. And I get to stay and have the relationships that I love. And I couldn't turn it over to a better person. Been together, boy, I hate to say how many years, age both of us, but Todd's going to do a great job. And whatever everybody needs, Jason, Joel, Darcy, Todd, whatever my title means, I'm there. And again, I can't say thank you enough to the coaches and the players, man, for just being outstanding and buying in and believing the bullshit I threw out there. And it's been a great ride. Thank you.
You can stay up there for a moment. We're going to go ahead and open it up to a brief Q&A portion. If you can just raise your hand, a microphone will be extended.
Go, brother.
Hey, Bruce. Greg here on the left. Sorry. Bruce,
Okay.
just
Yeah.
want to ask you about the timeline and what this has been like for you as something you've weighed since the end of the season, when Tom retired, when Tom came back, all those things.
Yeah, I mean, kind of in the statement, thought about it after the season, but again, it wasn't right. Obviously, going through the combine, going through all that process, trying to build next year's team without Tom. And then when Tom said he'd come back, it's like, now it's easy. Now it's easy. We're in the best shape we've ever been. It's no better time to pass the torch than now. I don't know what February brings, all right? But I know what today brings, and it makes me really happy.
Coach, when you decided to go, did you seek any input from family or friends, or was this 100% Bruce Arians?
Oh, no, my wife and family had a lot to do with it. And obviously the coaches didn't know till last night or the night before. So Jason and I have been talking about this. And obviously we included Joel and Tom and a few other people. But yeah, it's something, it wasn't spur of the moment.
Bruce, congratulations on the honor about being in the Ring of Honor and for all that you've accomplished here. I know you and Todd have got a long-standing relationship. You've shared some advice with him publicly. What type of advice would you give for Todd Bowles here in Tampa in his second go-round as a head coach?
Just be yourself, because that's plenty good enough.
Bruce, you talk about succession with Todd and the importance of that. Also, how important is it for you to have guys here, Tom's here, to have the support of the players as they understood the decision that you're making?
Yeah, it's extremely important. I know a lot of guys were shocked. I got a chance to talk to a few of them beforehand. But yeah, if there's one thing I know, our players have my back.
Bruce, I know you've been thinking about this for a while, but can you narrow it down to when you kind of said that's it? You told Christine that's it. I know you were at the Breakers on Sunday. What was the moment that it was finalized?
I don't know the exact date or time, but shortly after Tom and I talked, and Jason and Joel, I sat down with my wife, and then we said, let's do this. And then we talked about what's next, stepping over to the front office and doing that job. So there's no actual minute that it happened. It was building. I felt very comfortable after talking with Tom that, the franchise was in great shape.
And Bruce, you're such a competitor as a coach. How difficult is it to walk away when, as you say, this franchise is in very good shape and on the brink of competing for another championship?
It's not hard because I'm going to be a part of it. And, that's huge for me to have a hand in the pile and just watch from the sideline and give whatever I can and wherever I'm needed. If Byron wants a new red zone package, I'll give it to him.
Ira's very upset that you don't care about the Hall of Fame. But I know you're when time goes by, you're going to settle into this role. You're not a guy that's going to stand over the shoulder, but what do you kind of envision you doing as far as coaches leaning on you?
Wherever anybody needs me. I'm excited about having a hand in the draft. Done a lot of work, maybe more work than I've ever done on a draft this year, and go from there. And I just got to figure out where the hell I'm going during the game, because I can't be on the sideline because they'll be throwing flags on me left and right for cussing out the officials. I ain't the head coach no more, and Coach Moore can get away with that, So yeah, that's the biggest part. Where the hell are you going to stand during the game?
Coach, congratulations on a wonderful career. You mentioned that you talked to Tom. I don't know if you were able to share any details from that conversation with us. There have been reports about, friction with him, but obviously he's here today.
Yeah.
He's here today to celebrate your career. What can you say about your relationship with him and that conversation?
Get your ass on the golf course, man. I'm getting broke. No, we have a great relationship. I mean, all the players there are a few in here, every one of them's gotten cussed out, all right, including him. So that's just part of me, So that's nothing new, but we have a great relationship. I mean, as soon as he retired, I think we text every week. Hey, where you at? What are you doing? When you going to play golf? When you getting back down this way? And so people got to write shit. I mean, and it couldn't be further from the truth.
Bruce, here, congratulations on your new
Thank you.
role. When we talked to you at the Combine, you were so excited about this upcoming season. You were even talking about some of these younger guys, whether it's Gabbard or Trask. Did it change between the Combine and now your decision to step away?
Yeah, because at that point in time, I had to be excited. It was about building this next team, and every year is different. A lot of it changed when Tommy decided he was coming back, and so then it was, hey, it's time. It's time to pass this torch.
Coach Tom played for you at Temple. Did he show signs of leadership and possibly being a head coach back then?
Yeah, and until he broke his damn wrist. We had the best game plan to beat Penn State's ass. He jumps up in practice and breaks his damn wrist, and we had to put a walk-on in his place. And but no, he's been the brightest guy I've ever coached. And I think he, as a player coach, Byron as a player coach, they just had it. You knew they had it. He loves telling a story about when I told him, hey, you might want to think about getting in coaching because I don't think the NFL's in your future. And he went and played 10 years and got a couple Super Bowl rings. That's how good of an evaluator I am, But no, it was always in the cards.
Hey, Bruce, in all of, over here.
Where are you?
By the way.
Oh,
Come
there
over
you
here.
are, sir.
Hey, in all of this, in the last couple of weeks, or I guess when it started to creep into your mind that you might do this, what was the most challenging part of this process? And when you have to turn the chapter and go on to the next page, what's the toughest part?
Yeah, the hardest part was keeping it secret. And, and thank everybody that did that knew. There weren't very many. But just the last couple of days, letting the players know, letting the coaches know, letting the nation know. But again, I couldn't be any happier right now.
Okay, we've got time for two more.
Over here. Succession, how important that was to you, but on your staff, you have a handful of guys that could potentially be head coaches currently. When you were able to assemble the coaching staff upon your original hiring, was that a discussion that you and Todd had? Was that something that you had understood between the two of you, that at some point you had hoped to give it specifically to him?
No, because I really thought he was going to be a head coach after the Super Bowl, and then this past year. So it's long overdue. Just that, watching the hiring process this last year, and Byron going through what he did, and Todd, very fortunate for me that we could do it today. And but yeah, we do have an unbelievable coaching staff. We've got at least 4 or 5 guys, and maybe 6 or 7 young guys that I think will be head coaches in this league one day.
Coach, what are you proudest of in your coaching career, and what are you going to miss the most?
Players, the everyday cussing them out and hug them later, That's just been who I have been forever, and that's what I'm excited about, because I'm not walking away from that. I get to keep that part, and I can walk through the locker room right now, and it won't be the police, The guys are back there laughing, but I walk through anyway. So I'm looking forward to that part of it.
The cigar in your pocket, sir, is that for a celebration today, or?
Yeah, but it's a special one because this was my Christmas present from the coaches. I got a whole case of them. And if you notice, the label said, "No risk it, no biscuit."
Okay. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Hey, one other thing. It's been great working with you guys in the press. You've been fantastic. All over the country, all right? Florio, you can write what you want. It's okay.